The shooter's parents telling police that the shooter in question was under doctor's care for an emotional disorder and should not own any weapons. And as our coverage continues, we got a chance to ask Governor Mike DeWine some questions about Ohio's own safety in the wake of these mass shootings. Michael Sandlin joining us once again live in studio here this half hour. And Michael, I understand you got a chance to talk to the governor about gun control?
Yeah, that's right, Jeff. Back in 2019, after the mass shooting in Dayton, Governor DeWine proposed a 17-point gun control legislation of his own, dubbed the Strong Ohio Bill. The 17-point plan focused on ideas like increasing background checks, greater penalties for gun crimes, and expanding the scope of court-ordered treatment for those deemed to be a danger to themselves. Despite Governor DeWine calling for increases for red flag laws right after the shooting, that didn't make it into the bill. However, the legislation died in the Senate, and since then, Governor DeWine has said very little on gun control, even signing multiple bills into law that decrease gun control, such as the revised concealed carry laws. But with the governor saying the state can never do enough to prevent mass shootings, I asked him if he would consider reviving the Strong Ohio Bill. But he says even if he wanted to, he would be stonewalled.
I mean, look, the legislature did not adopt what we asked them to in regard to that. So, you know, that's the way the system works. So what we have done is a number of things that we can do, frankly, where either we have an agreement with the legislature or where we don't need the legislature's action. You know, we're going to continue to do everything we can to keep our kids safe. You send your child to school or your grandchild. There's nothing more important than their safety. I mean, there's just nothing more important.
Governor DeWine says of all the Strong Ohio proposals, he hopes the legislature reconsiders the idea that people with mental health or addiction problems who have been flagged by their families must go in front of a judge. So what other proposals does the governor have that he thinks will get passed by the General Assembly? We'll have that answer tonight at 6. Reporting in studio, Michael Sandlin, WTOL 11.